poquito más. Gracias a Dios ya pasamos una semana, espero que la semana de ustedes haya sido también espectacular y que estén disfrutando ya y listos para la semana que se deja venir. Así que ya nos llega el frío, para lo que vi, ya el miércoles nos llega el frío aquí en Colorado, vamos a empezar a estar en los 60s, así que disfrutemos de estos días calentitos que nos quedan, ya que vienen siendo nada más 3 días más o menos del calorcito del verano, así que disfrútenlo. Tenemos una invitada muy linda en el estudio, así como lo dice, así es su nombre, así que ahorita se las presento, para que estén atentos. Vamos a estar hablando de todos los negocios que tiene, todo lo que ha hecho y de muchísimas cosas más. Van a ver, es un estuche de monerías, así que no se nos vayan porque vamos a estar hablando muchísimo acerca de toda su trayectoria no nada más en lo artístico, sino también en empezar su propia empresa. Así que si ustedes siempre han querido empezar una propia empresa de lo que sea, ya sea de comida, de lo que ustedes tengan su don, como dicen, quédense con nosotros porque ya les puede dar más información acerca de eso. Thank you so much for being with us here in Canceles Domingo with Sylvia, KUHS Denver Radio and TV station. We're on another Sunday, thank God. Hopefully you guys' week was wonderful like mine was, and hopefully you are ready for next week. And remember to enjoy these last couple of days of summer that they're already, you know, those are the last ones, because I heard that on Wednesday we get to be on the 60s, so for me that is too cold already. So hopefully, you know, we'll get to be, you know, with very good spirits on the summer days that we're having, and, you know, just be ready for the fall. So it's not too cold yet, but it's not going to be like summer weather anymore, and I love summer. So here in the studio we have a wonderful, beautiful lady, just like her name says. If you don't know what Linda means, that means beautiful, that means pretty. And her name is Lindita, which means little beauty. So good morning, Lindita. Welcome to Canceles Domingo with Sylvia. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing wonderful. I just feel being with you, and this is the second week I'm going to be with you, so yes. This is great.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I got to meet Lindita last weekend during the Chili Festival. If you guys were able to watch us and kind of hear us a little bit, because it was very loud, and we got some issues with it was just so hot.
It was a hot one that day. It really was. So, but it was beautiful. And Nick's Garden Center, they do such a good job.
Yes, so. I loved it there. Like, I really want to just be there every weekend. You know, it feels like I think to do like every weekend, you know, like with the family, like go and do something, you know. I mean, since they had food and all kinds of things, you know.
Food every weekend, and then, you know, with the roasting of the chilies right now, this is the time to get them.
That's nice.
It's so, and I already picked up mine, you know, so I'm ready to rock and roll with them. But yeah, and you know, all your gardening needs and landscaping and your plants, and as you saw my patio, you know, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of that touch there from Nick's Garden Center. So you don't know where it's at. It's on Chambers Road. It's on Hampton and Chambers. No, mentiras. I live in Chambers.
Yeah, I live in Chambers.
Yeah, you can just look it up, Google you know, Nick's Garden Center, and head out that way.
You guys will see it there. It's big.
It's big.
Huge. So you won't be able to miss it. So yeah, but it is in Chambers, and thank you to the owners that they treated me really nice, you know. They were really wonderful and really kind people. So make sure that you go visit them and get all your either vegetables, whatever it is that you need, you know, you can find it there. And even her stuff is
Lindita's, there. We're hanging right by the tomatoes over there. So yeah, when you check it out.
Okay, so let's start talking about well, I'm just checking the video because it seems like there is some connection issues right now that I'm seeing. So I just want to make sure that we are doing okay with that. But we are on the air. And so I want to ask you, Lindita, how everything started with Lindita?
Well, gosh, you know, how it all began? You know, I don't know. I think it was like the cooking and the food. You know, I grew up in a small little town called Woodstock, Illinois, and I was born in Harvard, but my parents were migrant workers, farm workers, and so I had the opportunity to travel with them throughout the U.S. and pick, you know, the vegetables that we put on your table, you know. So I've been there, done that, and that's where it kind of stemmed from. You know, I had a large family, a big family, and my mom would we would just pick up and go in the summer, you know. And I remember my dad saying, he was better known as Panchito, you know.
Oh.
Frank, Francisco, nombre, teníamos nombres, you know, we had all kinds of names, but Francisco, and he said to me, and I was little, I was about 6, but he said, we're going, and I thought he said, we're going camping.
Oh.
You know, no, we're going to Los Campos to work. And little did I know.
It wasn't the fun camping that your friends were going to.
And I think it was in first grade or second grade. But I remember everybody's like going camping and doing this and that. And I thought, oh yeah, we've kind of gone out and done something like that. But I didn't even say, like, you know, campos. And so, but you know what? It really brought my family together. I feel like I was able to give back to my family. I was working together to put food on the table.
And you were with them.
Oh yeah,
which, you know, it's one of the big things. Is a lot of times, you know, people get separated because they all have to work different things. But when you work together, I think, you know how hard each one of you guys are working to provide, to like you say, give back. Not just, you know, for the family, but also, let's face it and be honest, it's hard to find other people to work the fields.
Right. And especially now what's happening.
Yes.
In the world today, and it's really sad. It just makes me sad and angry that this is happening to the families. You know, where people are not being taken care of. We need to take care of these people. They're the ones that are putting food on our table.
Yes.
And then so many grandes, you know, they're like from Mexico, and then no, they come here with visas, and if they do or don't or whatever, they're working hard.
Yes.
And providing for us, and we should have better health conditions for, or living conditions, health conditions, or situations that they can, you know, get the help that they need for health.
Yeah, because they're working so hard. And it doesn't matter what it is. If the sun is too bright, the rain is coming, you know, they're still out there working.
Oh,
you see their skin, you know, like all the consequences of working under the sun, they're big. Yeah. They're big. I mean, a lot of people get like the skin cancer and stuff like that, especially like back in the day that there was no like really sunblock, or people really didn't have that option to do that. You know what I mean? Or it wasn't as big as right now that everybody's trying to take care of stuff, you know, your skin, and they tell you any advice.
Sylvia, I got to tell you a story that really kind of just, it boggles my mind yet. But I remember that they were spraying the fields this one day. That we were out there, and they was just saying all the farmers, you know, their kids that would work also, you know, be part of the job, you know, they would work. They were going inside the shelter, and we were like, you know, and these planes would come down and mist us, and I was just like in the mist, and you know, it would just like land, and I'd feel like a little tingle, like when your hand goes to sleep and it wakes up, you know, you get that all over, and so. Go figure, what were they putting, the pesticides, you know, spraying us. And my mom, and I was like, you know, and she goes, no, ándale, vámonos al carro, you know, or get under cover. And, you know, that still boggles me. And I don't remember whatever, I remember coming home and, no, everybody taking a shower and just scrubbing because we just didn't know what they were spraying in the fields. You know,
so there was no warning for you guys, like no?
No, they let us out there. The farmers are the ones that, you know, the owners of the properties, they would go inside, or they went inside.
Because they knew, like, when it was coming, but, like,
they didn't tell us. They were just saying they were going to, you know, just miss the you know, for the bugs and stuff. It was like nothing. It was not going to harm us. And, you know, and I'm thinking, well, if they're not harming us, well, why are they inside and we're out here? My mom's like, no, ándale, vamos.
I mean, if it's gonna kill the bugs and it's gonna kill, you know, all the stuff that is killing the fruits, the veggies, whatever it is, how come it's not gonna hurt you?
Right. So, you know, you don't know. You know, I think most of my family members, I mean, my mom had high blood pressure, diabetic. She had kidney failure. My father had heart conditions, and pobrecitos, they're in heaven already. They're not suffering, but you wonder how that might have affected
them. Well, I'm pretty sure it was a lot because even when stuff starts coming out, like, you know, from some buildings and some, you know, factories, and they're saying, okay, the waste from these factories are actually making the whole town around them sick.
Right.
Can you imagine? Like being at the fields and being sprayed by pesticides and this poisonous stuff that
Right.
is going on, like how much or how many illness would they give you?
Yeah. Well, Cesar Chavez was a man that I actually got to meet, and he was amazing. I met him in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but he fought for the people, for our people, for us. And we need another leader like that. I don't know.
I don't think like a
I'm
lot
not
of people
calling.
have what it takes,
Right?
what it takes to do it, because there's so many consequences nowadays of trying to face what's going on in the world. Like if you try to do this now, this is gonna happen, and so people are kind of refraining themselves to not to stick up, for other people.
Right. Well,
That's-
anyway, I had to throw that in there because that was something part of my life that when I was growing up, that really affected me, and it just stays back in there.
Well, of course, it is kind of how you call it. It is part of who you are, and so people can see too. A lot of people don't know how it is to work on the fields, and they don't know what as a child you're exposed to when you're working on the fields. You don't know exactly what is going on. I mean, you probably saw the spray and probably were thinking, oh, they're just watering.
Oh, feels so good.
Yes, exactly.
Why does it feel like that?
Yeah, and if your mom, probably and your dad were not there, and you wouldn't know, like getting into the house and taking a quick shower, just to rinse that pesticides off from you.
Right.
So it is like.
It was an experience, I'll tell you that. And thank you for letting me share that with you.
No, that is something
that's kind
that.
of like where it started.
I mean, I thought. Well, I didn't know that. Like, I really thought that when they were going to do that, they will give a warning. Hey guys, it's time for spraying.
Oh yeah, they're gonna miss
yeah.
the fields, and it's not harmful.
Exactly.
It's not gonna harm you, and they didn't explain anything. And I was really young too, so I just remember seeing what I saw, and I felt that we needed to do something.
Yes, exactly. I
Get
mean,
out of there,
hopefully,
get out of the
like
fields.
now, like there's a warning. I mean, like
Oh, I'm sure.
that was when you were little, and hopefully, I am hoping that there's people that actually came out and said, you know what, we need to have like a schedule that we all already know, or please, if there's something that is gonna come up, like just yell at us or have somebody tell
Right.
us, but just out of the blue and just having it, doing it, and expose you and your kids, and that's just crazy, especially too because a lot of people. I mean, the owner of the farms, a lot of times they don't even speak the language of the people that are working the fields. Because I know there's not just Mexicans or Hispanics.
And that's what I was going to say. For me, every time we'd go and work, it was something that we looked forward to because we became friends with a lot of the people on the circuit, right? So my girlfriends, we would have time where we exchange clothes.
Yeah.
Because that was new to me and new to them, right? So we'd look forward to that. Those are little things that were good about the fields, and the fact that we were together and we were working together for us and putting food on the table. And nowadays, kids don't experience that.
No.
Well, my kids have had a taste of it because, tienes que trabajar. You got to work a little bit to get, but I'm just saying, I'd like to see something change for the migrants, our migrant workers that are out there. The agricultural, department needs to do something. And
yeah,
so,
just to take care of them, in case like we're talking about, then getting sprayed with pesticides and everything, like some type of medical insurance for them
Right.
that can cover them.
COVID,
just in case.
we're talking about situation right now that's happening, and a lot of them had to go to work being sick and not being, I'm getting off the subject of food, but that's really the
But that's where it's coming from, like all this veggies, that's what's coming from.
No, but
from
seriously,
the fields
Sylvia,
and them, yes.
my sister Chavela, I love my sisters, but Chabelita, we were out in the fields, and I remember her. She used to bring her son. I'm not a salty, but I had a little toallita, a towel, and she would wash we'd take a break, and she'd wash the tomatoes for us, and then the salt, and I would just eat mine just fresh like that. And I love tomatoes. Well, I said to Chavela, because we'd be out there, and you have time to, think about what you want to do in life. Where do you want to go? And I'm little, and I'm thinking, I want to be in a movie. I want to develop something. I'm going to do something with these tomatoes. One day, I'm going to make something out of these tomatoes. And we had just gotten a 2-cent raise we're getting 8 cents a crate.
Oh, wow.
A crate. So we would work together, and they gave us a 2 cents. We're making 10 cents now. So we're like, oh yeah, we got a raise. You think that, you just don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what we had to do, and so I said to Chavela, I said, Chavela, if they would just bring the trucks even closer to us, we wouldn't have to walk so far. If we could just...
And make more.
Yeah, we would make more money. But the tomatoes, we've talked about this, like I said, one day, Chavelita, I'm going to make something out of these. And this is why I'm here today, Linditas, with my tomatoes. My
your
salsa and spices.
Yeah, the veggies and everything. So when did this came reality, Lindita, where you said, you know what, that dream that I had when I was very little, I want it to be reality now?
Well, it went back further, like with my mom. She was, eran cocineras. I mean, they could cook like no other. My tias, my mom, my abuelas, and we'd all get together, and I love being in the kitchen. But when it all came together, as my kids were younger, we'd go camping, and I'd bring everything up, and I'd make my fresh salsa there and whatever, and it was all good. But then again, when you buy your stuff, think about it. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes.
It gets rotten and it's not good.
Couple days and it's just like pretty much gone. Yeah.
So I wanted, and I was also working in the food industry. So I was a chef. I was cooking. I was doing other things too. So it was at the International Athletic Club, and I remember also trying out my salsas because I was testing it.
Oh, okay.
And so I would go and I would make up my salsa and put it out, and they would say, "Oh my God," what the reactions. And at home with my kids, they would bring their, my house was the house where everybody hung out.
I know how that is. Usually that's how it works.
Those are the moms that, I knew the whole neighborhood. They'd come to our house, and I would put out some food, and they were the best testers because they tell you the truth.
They're honest. Yeah, and you can tell because when they're at your house, like that, like I said, that happened at my house too. When my mom made something, and you see your friends like, can I go and get seconds and then thirds? So you're seeing it right there.
Oh, you bet.
You know what? They start liking.
Yeah. And if they don't, they're like, they're the first to tell you. And my son, Ian, had a band. And they would practice after school, right? So I'd have everybody there. And then the girls, so I was also their counselor. I was also, their therapist. And I loved it. I loved it. And I wish, for those that have kids, man, I know right now you're thinking, until, well, you know what? Enjoy it.
Them. Yeah.
Enjoy it. Because I love having my sons and all their friends and, having all kinds of
It's like a big family. And like you said, they were kind of like your guinea pigs.
Right?
It's like, you're going to try this and you're going to let me know. Even if they didn't let you know because you already knew them.
Right.
You knew by their expressions if they were lying or not.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, believe me, my kids know that I know a lot more than they think.
Exactly.
It's all good.
Exactly.
Until this day. So.
Wow.
But no, that's when it kind of started, where I started playing with it. And I thought, I used the same kind of the flair that we had growing up, my mom's, sabor. So I developed, I was working with this for quite a few years. And then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make this. I did a blend, and I went with a company that did my blend. You can't make, you make it at home, you test it, but if you want to sell your product, you got to get it licensed, and you got to go through the right. Don't try to go side.
It's a process. Yeah. It's not like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna do this and start selling it. I mean, you can, but there's consequences, and also if you want to go big, might as well just start doing it the right way, right?
Yeah.
So you started blending this, and who was the first person that you like, hey, you know what, that you didn't know, and you said, give it a try?
Actually, it was Wild Oats in Aurora, Colorado. I went in there, and what was his name? Well, anyway, I brought my salsa in, and I said to him, I have this product, and, I wanted, it's all natural. There's no preservatives, no sodium, just so you know. But is this something that you guys would be interested in selling? And he tried it and loved it and said, I'd like to order like 6 cases. And I was like, what? 6 cases at the time, right?
Wow,
And so
yeah.
that was exciting. That was a real exciting time, and yeah, I wanted to go after the natural food stores, and, because that's where I was at the time. So
And especially like you said, you didn't have like sodium or anything like that. That it was more natural, so you wanted to be noticeable as far as like, okay, you know what, this is real, this is natural,
and it sits on your shelf until you're ready. You get some tomatoes, and it's not just a salsa, but it's also your seasoning. But the fact that it sits on your shelf and it's got a lifetime, I mean, it's for a long time. So anyway, you're not gonna let it sit that long. We've been doing testing on it, so we know it's a lifetime, man. It's
Are
good.
you like what is it called, the Big Mac for McDonald's? You know how they have it there forever to see when it's gonna go bad.
Yeah.
So because it's not real meat, like it's never going bad.
That's not going to go bad, but well, everything's got its shelf life. But
Yeah.
this is the beauty of it, and you can make your avocado guacamole. You make your sour cream dips. I do one with peach, and I just use the dry seasoning, and so I sprinkle it in there with the peach and the sour cream, and you get that sweet heat.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, there's just a lot of recipes on the inside of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, they're in
I
there.
see them.
Or you can go right to my website, and we also have all the, a lot of recipes that you can make this product with. So, yeah, so doing this, thinking about, when you go camping, hey, take a bag and just add your own una lata de tomate. You can add a can of diced tomatoes too. Or even I have a friend of mine that doesn't like it really chunky, so she likes the
Tomato sauce. Okay.
and so you can add it right to that, and the flavor, as you know, is delicious, and that's something that you want to take to your next party. Because you mix it up, and by the time you get there, it's done. It's ready to serve.
Exactly.
So.
Or you can, I mean, if you don't want to carry the whole bowl, like you're afraid that it's going to spill or something, just get your can of tomatoes, and once you get there, you start just mixing it.
Yeah. And that's
there
it. And
is.
it'll be done. It'll be done.
Or the other thing too, like if you're gonna go, let's say to work, and it was your time to.
Oh.
Her watch is already talking to me.
It's talking to me. Everybody's calling me already. Stop.
But sometimes they said, okay, well, there's a party and you have to go to work. Let's say you have a full shift, like from 8 to 5 or something, and the party is around 7, and you don't have really time to cook anything. You can just have it in your car already, get to the party, and there's your fresh salsa.
And it's ready to go.
And it's ready.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did the idea of making the salsa came up? Like, I mean, I knew that you had the tomatoes, already in your head, like you had to do something with it. But how did you put things together?
It's when you cook. I love to cook. You can tell Teddy Chef. You're working with spices and flavors. So I knew what I wanted to have in there, and I was kind of going off my mom's mamacita, her flavor, and the beauty of that all is that before she died, she said, Mija, you need to showcase all our recipes, because we had family members, I'll tell you, that had awesome recipes, and no, it's a family secret,
yes.
right?
Nobody
they don't want to give their
it to
secrets.
you.
And what good is a secret when, you die, and she took it with her, the recipe, the sopapillas, all these beautiful recipes that she had. So she goes, no, mija, we have to you have to write it down and share it and have your family. I've got 2 daughter-in-laws, no son Latinas, but let me tell you, those girls can cook because they're getting it from me, and they love to cook, and they want to learn.
Yeah.
They want to learn how.
Well, that is one of the things that is really nice when you have like the person that loves to cook. And jefe, before you leave, we have one light off. Just calling the lighting technician over here. But thank you. We're good. I mean, it wasn't like a big difference, but just making sure everything is okay. But when somebody wants to really learn something, and they have the heart. Doesn't matter what you are. If you're not Hispanic, if you are whatever it is that you are, when you want to learn something, you just do it.
Exactly, and that's what she was saying. Teach others our traditional ways. and then that way they will carry it to their family. You know, they will share those recipes, and it'll keep living forever. And
Exactly.
so that's what I'm saying. This is what you need to do.
So this is Lindita's, and so her spices are mild and hot, right?
Yes.
So this is the mild, and this is the hot.
Yeah.
So usually, like I know a lot of people from New Mexico, they go for the hot.
Yeah, and if you like medium, guess what you do? You mix them together. My son Ian was the one that came up with that when he was little. Actually, they came up with the design. My son Esteban,
Really?
the son. That was the son. He's my first son too, right? And Ian La Luna, he's the evening, and so it kind of takes off. This is his vision of what Lindita should look like. So they had a lot to do with the developing of my packaging as well.
How old were they when you started?
Oh my gosh, they're still in, I started like 20-something years ago now.
Wow,
So that's why chiquitos, yeah. So yeah, my
class?
son Ian we'd be at the Taste of Colorado, and he'd be like, would you like to buy my Lindita salsa, my mommy's salsa? And I was like, oh my God, he's still my salesman.
So
Actually, he's my
cute.
producer, my director too.
Oh,
so,
wow.
it's all in the family, no?
Yes, well, that's one of the good things that you started working with your family,
Yeah.
on the fields and everything. So it is nice that you have your sons, working with you with this.
Oh yeah.
If they ever complain, just say, we can go to the fields.
Actually, when I had to pick up some tomatoes from a greenhouse that is no longer, but we were going up to Fort Lupton, and estaban trabajando ahí, in the fields, and I go, that's the work that Mommy used to do, and they're like, like, okay, yeah, they don't know, of course they don't do that.
And one of the things that you were talking about earlier is that you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it when you were doing it just because you met other people, and you guys exchanged clothes. You guys, there was probably different cultures as well that you were learning.
Oh, you bet.
From working there.
Yeah, the fields don't discriminate. I mean, there were blacks, there were Indians, there were you're from India. I mean, there was everything. So I mean, everyone.
And that's one of the things that people don't understand. Sometimes, they said, well, the Hispanics are always having parties and stuff like that, like even when they're working. Well, because they try to enjoy to the max what they do. It doesn't matter what it is, if you work anywhere, you just try to make the best of it.
Oh, you bet. Yeah.
And that's one of the things, like, my grandparents had a ranch, and they had fields and stuff like that. And I remember just lunch.
Uh-huh.
It was fun. It was kind of like a picnic, like you said, camping.
Yeah.
It was camping, just a little bit different type of camping, but it was enjoyable. It was something that you try to bring the best of the day. You start talking, you start joking, you start singing, you start, doing whatever it is.
Oh yeah. I grew up with a family that they worked hard but also played hard, and they had a band as well. So no, Chavela, she was in this house always the background because I had the deep voice. So I mean, we made fun, and what's really kind of cute, like, when we're talking about music and stuff and how we are. Somebody had thrown out a guitar, and one of my brothers picked it up and taught himself. They all are self-taught.
Oh, wow.
And the majority of my nephews in my family, they're very musical, and one I have to say to my junior, I mean, he was amazing.
Wow, that is,
Yeah.
see,
He
like,
was,
how things are, they just come up.
Yeah.
It's nothing that you really like plan to do, or you just, just making the best of everything. More good stuff comes in.
Oh, you bet. All my sister's children, I mean, they're still in a band. Jeffrey Jr., I mean, Daniel, they have their own band, and they play in Illinois.
Oh.
Woodstock. Yeah, you have to go to Illinois. There, McHenry, I mean, in that area. But they still have a band, and like I said, my son grew up, and it's in your soul.
Yeah,
it's the
exactly.
music's in your soul, and my son's mi hijo puede cantar. That guy can sing. He's got a beautiful voice too.
I need to bring him over. So
Yeah.
to me. I love people when they come to the studio and then they start singing. It's just like, wow, just music just makes a big difference.
It really
It
does.
doesn't matter if you just play the guitar or if you sing. That is just something that fills your soul.
Oh, and it does.
Well, besides the food.
Yeah. Well, it all goes good together, you know.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's every time there's a reunion, what's there are at the reunion? Food and music.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of like
Yeah.
kind of plain.
And good thing my kids love to cook too. So yeah, they invite us over, and we always, you know, Seven's my griller out there, and Ian también, and we just were over there, and they're amazing.
So you don't have to do all the cooking all the time.
No, that's so nice. But yes. I do enjoy it though. It's crazy.
But sometimes it's kind of like
take a break.
It's like exactly like you would like to be pampered for once, you know, like I said, like I like to make my family's birthday cakes, you know, and so sometimes it'll be nice like if I get my cake made too.
Yeah,
you
that'd
know,
be nice.
But that's something that you would like to have sometime too. So I'm glad that you can enjoy that too.
Oh yeah, and I can. You know, like baking. That's something that I'm not very good at. And my kids told me that. They were so honest. They were like, I could decorate really pretty, right? Creative, but the cake. They were like, Mommy, we have to drink a lot of milk.
I love the cake with the milk. That's just like, oh, that's the best. Actually, I've been craving cakes for the last couple of days, and I was like, I need to make one, but I haven't had time. So, but
isn't that funny? We'll though? Yeah, some people are good at it. I am not. I'll be honest.
Well, it's just it's just what you love. You know, if you love to cook, that's your thing. If you love to bake, that's your thing. If you love
gardening,
exactly.
We all have our own.
Singing, playing, you know, it goes back to all that stuff. And we're gonna switch it out to Spanish just so that way we kind of summarize what we've been talking about in English. So just stay tuned because we have more stuff coming up in English too.
Stay tuned.
Yes. Entonces, me dijiste, Lindita, que no hablas mucho español, pero hablas poquito.
Sí, sí lo hablo, sí lo entiendo y todo, pero se me olvidan muchas palabras. Y cuando era cocinera in Dahlia campus, we'll talk about that later, but I do a lot of the Spanglish. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I cook too. I will do some in Spanish, you know, some of the words, you know, so people get familiar.
Uh-huh.
¿Qué es esto? Oh, pimienta, pepper. You know, so I'll do that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so, but I can give it a shot, girl.
Okay.
Andale.
Bueno, platícanos, Lindita, ¿cómo es que se te vino la idea de hacer las salsas? Nos estás platicando un poco de acerca de cuando tus papás se vinieron aquí a Estados Unidos, eran migrantes y trabajaban en los campos recogiendo vegetales. Y una vez que dijeron que iban a ir al campo, tú pensaste que dijeron camping, que era ir de campamento. Aquí en Estados Unidos mucha gente eso acostumbra a ir de campamento y se van y disfrutan, pues sí, las montañas, lo que sea, y eso pensó Lindita que le había dicho el papá que iban a ir de campamento, pero pues la llevan a los campos a empezar a trabajar.
A trabajar, sí, y bien duro, ¿no?
¿Y cómo estuvo esa experiencia, Lindita?
Pues con la familia, sabía que yo estaba ayudando a poner comida en la mesa.
Ajá,
y ropa para comprar y para tener. Estábamos todos juntos y todos juntos trabajamos bien duro para tener. Y es lo que hacían mis padres, es el trabajo que tenían.
¿Cuántos son de familia, Lindita?
Tengo 3 hermanos y 3 hermanas. Éramos 7, pero teníamos otros también, más familia, primos que vivían con nosotros también. Pero tenían como 6, no, una familia bien grande.
Entonces, ¿todos ustedes iban juntos a trabajar a los campos?
Sí.
¡Ah, qué padre! No, pues ya me gustó más, o sea, ya hasta los primos, porque muchas veces, especialmente cuando están trabajando, no tienes chance de verlos.
Sí.
Entonces estar ahí con ellos trabajando también, aunque trabajaban duro, pues tenían tiempo de hacer bromas, tenían tiempo de disfrutarse uno al otro, se conocieron mejor, son más cercanos también. Sí. ¡Ah, qué padre!
Sí, pues sabes cuando mi hermano consiguió una guitarra y comenzó a tocar. Y él se enseñó, how do you say?
Él solo.
Pero en las noches así cantábamos y pues todos juntos, ¿no? comiendo en una campfire.
Qué bonitos recuerdos. Y muchas veces lo que estábamos diciendo Lindita y yo, que mucha de la gente, aunque es trabajo muy fuerte, no saben también que pues uno lo trata de disfrutar. Y los hispanos somos muy especiales en eso, que lo que hacemos, lo que sea que hagamos, tratamos de disfrutarlo, tratamos de sacar lo mejor de eso, por decir, trabajando en el campo, cuando es la hora de lonche, estar ahí, platicando, haciendo bromas, cantando, tocando, para que el día se haga mejor, porque el trabajo en el campo es muy pesado. O sea, no importa si está el sol fuerte, si está lloviendo, si lo que esté pasando, tienen que sacar los vegetales, tienen que sacar las frutas, porque se van a hacer malas. O sea, no puede decir, ay, ya empezó a llover, vámonos y venimos mañana o otro día. No, tiene que ser ahí mismo. Y una de las cosas que nos estabas platicando, Lindita, que cuando estabas chica, una vez empezaron a fertilizar el campo sin decirles nada.
Oh, sí.
¿Qué pasó en ese entonces?
Cuando estaban con la mister, es que los dueños y los hijos de ellos que estaban trabajando se metieron a la casa, ¿no? Ahí en un lugar, abajo de nosotros estábamos pues en el sol, ¿no? Y venían los aeroplanos así, con la mist, y como se quedó en mi cuerpo, y no sentía bien cómo se me dormía. Y en esa vez, no, mi mamá dijo, no, esto no está bien, vámonos en el carro, o era un carro así, para que no
les cayeran más.
Sí.
Y es lo que estábamos hablando también de que, o sea, como dice ella, los dueños y los hijos de ellos sí se fueron a proteger del fertilizante, pero ellos no les dijeron nada más pasó la avioneta a fertilizar y a ellos les cayó todo el fertilizante y sentía la sensación esa como que si se les dormían los brazos y todo eso. Y fue cuando dijo la mamá de ella que pues que se fueran al carro a protegerse y llegando a la casa a bañarse luego. Sí. Porque es peligroso y esas cosas no lo ve mucha gente, no está viendo cómo trabajan los migrantes, y no estoy hablando nomás de hispanos, como estaba diciendo Lindita, hay de todo. De gente de la India, de todos los lugares del mundo que vienen y trabajan en los campos, no tienen la protección, no tienen, no los cuidan, les vale lo que les pase, con tal de que saquen ellos los vegetales, y muchas veces no se ven esos efectos reflejados inmediatamente, muchas veces pasan años antes de que, ya tengo cáncer en la piel, o ya tengo mi hígado, cualquier otra cosa que se haya afectado por el fertilizante de esa vez o de esas veces, porque pues es diario. Lo que pasan los migrantes expuestos al sol, expuestos al clima, expuestos al fertilizante, pues que son un montón de químicos que si los dueños se fueron a proteger en su propia casa, obviamente es malo. Entonces, es lo que decimos también, cuiden de todos los migrantes, todos los que están, toda la gente que trabaja en el campo, esperemos que, estábamos hablando de eso también antes, de que esperamos que les den una mejor protección médica, especialmente también ahora con el COVID, que pues no tienen...
Pobrecitos, no tienen para dónde, y si están enfermos, unos tienen que trabajar todavía, sí.
Exactamente.
Y nunca se va, se va a ir eso, ¿no?
Sí, y es que, pues sí, como les digo, no hay de que ellos tienen que esperar a que se les quite la enfermedad que tienen para poder regresar a trabajar, porque pues no tienen muchos beneficios de esas cosas, y no estamos hablando aquí de un estado legal, simplemente de que no hay mucha ayuda para la gente que trabaja en el campo. Entonces, asegúrense que disfruten mucho lo que tienen en la mesa, porque ellos son los que mandan, los vegetales, las frutas, todas esas cosas, que es trabajo tan duro que mucha gente, ya por decir mucha gente, si le quieren llamar legal o lo que sea, no van a agarrar esos tipos de trabajos porque son muy duros y pues no, la paga no es muy buena también. Entonces, por eso es que no pueden ir muchos al doctor, no pueden tener buenos beneficios médicos. Entonces, por favor, aprecien todo lo que hagan, y siempre si conocen a alguien que trabaja en el campo, agradezcanle, así como le agradecemos a los doctores por trabajar durante el COVID y todo eso. También agradezcanle a la gente que trabaja en el campo así de duro. Y Lindita, entonces estábamos hablando también de de cuando estabas en el campo y tu hermana siempre traía un salero y una toallita para limpiar los tomates y comerse los tomates con sal. Fue cuando tú pensaste de que sería buena idea hacer algo con esto y se lo comunicaste a tu hermana. Tú le dijiste a tu hermana, un día voy a hacer algo con esto.
Y digo, ¿por qué estás como soñando? Apenas conseguimos ahora un raise.
Oh, right? Que sí, acaban de agarrar un aumento de 2 centavos.
2 centavos más, y 10 centavos a la cart que teníamos, ¿no?
Ajá.
Y estaba yo le decía a mi hermana, ay, hijo, si las trocas se juntaran más para acá, no teníamos que andar tan lejos y podemos hacer más dinero, ¿no?
Sí. Más cajas, entre menos tengamos que retirarnos de aquí, sí, más cajas hacemos y más ganamos.
Y dije, no, pero que sé yo, a mí me gusta soñar porque quería hacer muchas cosas yo con los labores que te dan tiempo de hacer eso también, pensar lo que tú quieras, no pues que estás ahí en el sol nomás pensando así, pero yo también estaba pues con mi hermana, yo, Chabela, voy a hacer, y quiero ser una actriz, o quiero, tenía muchos
sueños.
Muchos sueños, y sabes que esos sueños sí están, they're coming true.
Sí, se están realizando, sí. Se están realizando. Como ya les digo, mira, aquí están las salsas. A esto nada más les agregan los tomates y ya está lista. Aquí la pueden ver. Aquí está. Así que, y estos los pueden comprar, pueden encontrarlos en muchos lugares
pues en Next Garden Center,
en Next Garden, allí donde estuvimos el sábado pasado estuvimos en el Festival del Chile y ahí fue donde yo conocí a Lindita. Ahí tienen todas las especies de ella y ahí también es donde ella agarra sus vegetales durante el verano para hacer todo las salsas. Fresco. Así que está todo fresco. Y ¿dónde más lo pueden encontrar?
En Amazon. Amazon, a todo, worldwide.
Sí, ahí está, yes. Amazon, ¿qué más quieren? O sea.
LinditaSalsa.com. También, you can go right to my website.
Sí, y también las otras cosas que tenemos también de hablar de Lindita, vamos a regresarnos al inglés y luego regresamos otra vez al español, así que quédense con nosotros. So Lindita, let's talk about your TV show.
Oh my gosh, well, it's something that I've always enjoyed doing, cooking, of course, like you say, and then to have this opportunity when Aurora TV again. And I used to do a lot with the different stations. Belén de Leon, they used to be with Channel 9 news. I used to come on a lot, and we used to do all the seasonal shows, so bring in tamales and the green chilies from Nick's and the all my recipes. I mean, I showcased them on Channel 9 News. So I was out at Channel 2. I mean, I've been on all the stations pretty much. And I kind of do now football season, things are coming up.
What kind of dishes
to make,
yes.
Right? So I was doing a lot of that. And with Aurora TV, I've known Randy Simpson for quite a few years because I was on there, let's just say 5 years ago. And I worked with a different producer, Jack Willing. And so what happened there is I would do small segments, of cooking segments, and then the next week you would find, during their news hour.
Okay.
And being that it became very successful, that they gave me my own show, my own slot, as I should say. And that's tough to get.
Yes.
I mean, that's really, really tough to get. And I just found out that we're number one in their station, and Aurora has grown so much.
Yes, it is huge.
It's growing so much. But I have my show comes on once or twice a day sometimes. So we're aired a lot, and I showcase all my different recipes. Our traditional recipes, tamales, carne asada, carne guisada, and how to make your Spanish rice, because a lot of people don't know.
No, a lot of people. Have you seen those memes or those TikToks where it says how to make the best rice ever? Have somebody else do it for you.
Right.
Pretty much I know a lot of people, instead of making it, they just go and buy it.
Right.
It's might as well just go to that restaurant and just ask for one thing of rice and, we're done with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not, because I love making it. And a lot of people don't realize, when you cook, and that's the part I really enjoy. I can hear my mom as well.
Ah.
The last show that we did, one of the shows, we made arroz con pollo.
Oh.
I'm telling you, even my carne asada, when I was making it and I was talking about my mom and her passion with food, and it was like she was there.
Like you felt there.
Yeah,
yeah.
I felt her, and I feel that. I feel that in my kitchen and in my cooking. You can taste the love, and if you can taste that and just say, hey, I want to learn how to make that, or enjoy watching it and just try some of the recipes, and just see because you want to carry it on.
Yeah, have you seen the movie Agua para Chocolate?
See, I saw that. Yes.
Like how the person that was cooking whatever she was feeling, that's what everybody felt when they ate the food. That's
it's a little bit okay. Maybe I do get that.
Yeah,
I do get that feeling, and so there's a lot of other stuff going on in that movie, but yeah, you can taste it, you can feel it, and a lot of times you want to get creative, and that's what I say with my recipes. It's because I don't use salt. I don't salt my food.
Oh.
I really don't, and you need salt in your food, in your diet, especially when you work out. You do need it. So I do kind of, I'll toss it in there without.
Like, okay, whatever. It's gonna go on.
But because I do, your body does need it. But no, I mean, here for those and my mom who had high blood pressure, one of the reasons when I did come up with this with the no sodium is that there were so many people with my mom's type of illnesses too.
Yes.
That couldn't tolerate salt.
Yes.
And so and what does it do? It just weighs down the product more, and you have to, to me, it just wasn't worth it. I wanted to go all natural with no preservatives, no sodium.
And everybody can just add,
Yep.
Everybody has different type of taste. So a lot of people, even though the idea already has it, they put more. Like for me, like the doctor is like, just eat more salt, just because my blood is too thin, and so I have to thicken it out with salt. So I'm always like, I guess even if I don't want to eat salt, I have to. You know? So
and I have the same kind of situation going on. So so that's what happens. But you can always add it, and when you're eating with chips, it's got salt on it. No.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people, what the mistake they do, because a lot of people say, why I keep like making my dip so salty, and I was like, no, it's not. You're making it salty. It's like the chips that you're using, they have a lot of salt. So make sure that you either have no salt or put less salt on your dip. So that's what it is.
And you play with it.
Yeah.
And so, but that's being creative in the kitchen. So for me, the TV, having the TV show. It just, and I get a lot of wonderful compliments from my friends that also say, people that have tuned in and they feel like I'm in their kitchen talking to them, because I will talk to you and just say, no, you want to add whatever. I want to personalize it so you can feel comfortable. And when you're creating, because you are, a meal for your family. And I just don't make just one item. I mean, I'll do the Spanish rice, and I'll do the frijoles. I just made a breakfast.
Fritos and
I just made a show with breakfast items, and that was a great idea.
What you had in the show? Like?
And so what we did, papitas and frijoles con migas, and people were like, I didn't know that they were called that, but yeah.
But a lot of people don't know, like, we usually have like French fries for breakfast. But we don't call them French fries. It's more like, papas fritas with like eggs, beans.
Oh, yeah.
And we have like, it's like a party. We have like the bacon, sausage, the salsa, you name it. It's one of the first things that, one of the things that when I met my in-laws, they're not Hispanic. So to eat every time, I was like, where's the tortillas? Where's the bread? At least, pan blanco, Like, I needed that, It's like, I don't need with a fork. Like,
You tear up your tortilla and you scoop it.
Yes, it's like, kudos to all the people that can eat without tortillas. Kudos to them. But I cannot have an egg without tortilla. I just can't do that. Like I see that, like, when you go to the restaurants, like not like the Mexican one, but like Village Inn or something like that. It's like, at least can I have a toast? Like bread, something that you can grab it with. Like, it's something like missing.
Yeah. So it is our tortilla, no?
Yeah. So the tortilla. So it is. Our breakfasts are so big. it's like a big meal. It's like lunch or dinner.
And you know, it's so funny because a lot of people, well, I don't usually make breakfast for dinner, but the type of food that we also have, you can.
You can,
And you
yes.
know, unless you're inviting somebody over and they have to have steak. I mean, no. You don't invite them over.
No, here's an egg and beans. Egg and beans.
Yeah, una lata de frijoles, you know,
Yeah.
but that's it. But no, and having this show has been a real blessing. It's kind of growing. My company is, you know, my Lindita Salsa Mixes, because I do market. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And you can incorporate that in your meals, you know, in your dishes, and give it, you know, because I know you're a mild girl, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is very mild. And I added more fresh tomatoes in there to kind of tone it down. But, you know, like in Henry, you know, the producer,
hot.
he's a hot guy. So
Yeah.
he probably has, you know, serranos or something in there, something hotter.
Yeah.
You know, and you can do
We're
that.
gonna throw a habanero for Henry.
Yeah. So that's what you want. I mean, you can do either. You know, you can make it.
You can customize it as whatever.
Yeah, if you want it to, and it yields more too. So for you, you know, you would use, instead of 3 tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, you would do maybe 4, you know, for your recipe, or add a little bit more. And it doesn't need any liquid because it's in the tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
And see, as you can see, right? You
Yeah.
have the
So
juice
this
in
is
there.
just the tomato juice.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah, it's very, very juicy. I don't know if you guys can see.
Here,
But
no.
I'm like, baby, yeah,
Here
here
you
comes
go.
the airplane.
Yeah.
You know.
So you can mix the two up. You can do, you know, the canned and the fresh. If you don't, play with it, have some fun. And like I said, I added to my Spanish rice, que le da un sabor, ya viene todo. You don't
So
have
you
to
add the package into the Spanish
No,
rice,
like if
or
I was
just-
to make my salsa, right?
Okay.
So I would just do, like, if I'm doing like Spanish rice, and I brown my rice, right? You brown it with a little oil, just because if you don't brown it, se hace bien boludo. It's whole.
Yeah, that's not the way
You
to
gotta
make
brown it because once you've add the liquid to it, the water or your base, they kind of pop. They have a tendency to pop, and it opens up. So, and then we add a cup of that, you know, up to a cup, and you add your water, and you let it simmer, and you don't have to add anything else.
There's all the spices and everything. Huh, that's
So
a
your
great
Spanish
idea.
rice is gonna be the best.
Yeah, and it's simple. And now you don't have to do those TikToks. You know, like now you know to make the best rice.
Yeah.
I can make it myself.
Yes, yeah, right?
Yeah, because I was like, those videos got me all the time. Like how to make the best rice, and I know how to make it, but I was just like, maybe they come up with something easier, you know,
Right.
or like faster. Because I mean, it takes a while to cook rice. It does takes a while. So I was like, maybe it's something faster. So that I am watching it, like, and at the end it's like, you know, just have your mom make it, or just go buy it or whatever. I'm like, that's not cool.
Yeah, but no, those are just some of the recipes. That's just one of the recipes. But I'll add more flair to it, you know, and kind of bring you back home. And that's what you're saying with TikTok. Yeah, you can do it really fast and it's kind of cute and everything, and that's gonna happen. But right now,
you told me that was gonna happen.
That's gonna happen. But for right now, don't you want to hear the story, the background? You know, you kind of get into that mode, the feel of making, you know, even your arroz con pollo. You know that my mom, that was my favorite. When we got sick, we had colds. We didn't have chicken noodle soup. We had arroz con pollo.
Arroz con pollo.
Oh, yeah.
Arroz con pollo. Yeah, sí, cierto. No, pero es bonito escuchar todas las historias detrás de las recetas. And I'll get back to English in a little bit. Pero lo que estamos hablando también es de que va a empezar el TikTok ella, pero ahorita como le gusta decir las historias detrás de las recetas y el TikTok es rápido, por eso es que no lo ha hecho todavía, pero es buena idea hacerlo o hacer como parte 1, parte 2, parte 3 y así acabar uno de los platillos con eso.
Sí.
Y para que la gente también lo vea bien, porque estábamos diciendo como el arroz se tarda mucho para hacer, y a mucha gente no le sale, mucha gente ya tiene años y años tratando de hacer arroz y no le sale. Entonces ella tiene una idea muy buena. Dinos cuál es la idea para hacer el arroz.
No, pues la idea es que tienes que poner how do you say brown?
Hacerlo moreno, freír el arroz.
Sí, y con un aceite poquito, no más poquito, y después le pones the base,
La base.
Sí, la base es agua con también the cubes,
el cubito.
Sí, los
cubitos de pollo.
Sí, y nomás con eso después lo echas y la salsa, una copa de salsa, ya viene todos los ingredientes.
Los condimentos,
todo,
ingredientes,
todo.
Ajá.
Y lo mezclar una vez o dos nomás. Y porque si lo mezclas mucho se hace
bate.
Sí, no.
Yeah. My mom says that.
No. Pero no, lo deja así. Pero así es una receta que yo les enseño en mi, my show.
Hey, at what time is your show?
Viene en Aurora como a las 10:30 en la mañana, pero están también en el TV Guide.
Okay.
Where you can go to your guide.
Ajá.
Y Lindita's Kitchen comes up.
Okay.
Pero no, es como a las 10:30 en la mañana o a las 2 o en veces.
Hasta 3 veces.
Ajá.
Okay. Entonces nada más chequen su guía de cable, de lo que sea, de lo que tengan ustedes. Y Lindita's Kitchen es cuando va a salirse, que a veces sale 2 a 3 veces al día. Así que nada más chequen ahí para que les enseñe muchas de las recetas que usa ella, todas sus especies. Y también como que escuchen las historias detrás de cada comida. Eso
sí.
va a estar mucho. Y también está en YouTube. En YouTube están todos los shows que tienes, están en YouTube también. Okay. Entonces ahí pueden ir a ver también las recetas y también en su página de internet, ahí tiene las recetas, tiene los links para el YouTube también y todas tus redes sociales, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Y la página de internet es linditasalsa.com. Así de fácil, linditasalsa.com, así que vayan y échenle un vistazo a todo eso. So now let's talk about something else that you've been doing, and you just told us about. That was a dream when you were little, and that was being an actress.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Well, how did that happen?
I love the fine arts. When I was growing up, I wanted to be. I was in plays. I was in a lot of plays, and it's something that has always been part of me, And so this is a film that. Actually, they advertised in La Voz publications, and they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around. Yes.
And I was reading it, and they had a little ad in there just saying that they were looking for a Hispanic Latina between this age and that age, and to try out for a short film or something like that. And since I was in the fine arts industry, I mean, I wanted to be an actress as well, and I thought, why not? I'll give it a shot. I'll do the interview. And and I thought, oh, well, I went. I didn't tell anybody because I thought, what if you don't get the part? I hadn't done anything because I was more involved with my kids in ice hockey. They were ice hockey, but we're traveling all over, so I didn't really have time.
Yeah.
And so, but I did. I checked this out, and I went in for the interview, and it was actually, it reminded me of my story. Because it was about a farm-working family.
Oh, wow.
And the daughter was accepted to go to school. And the family had a big discussion about that. And then my mom was the one that was always encouraging me and saying, Mija, you're going to be, and this is something I want to give some good advice here that she gave me, that she did for me, was always telling me that I was going to be somebody, that I was going to make a difference in this world, and that I was going to be successful. It's like my kids when they were growing up, and I was like, I never want to go, Mommy, I want to marry you. And I was like, no, honey, you will grow up. I know, it's so cute, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, you're going to go to school, and you're going to go to college, too. And you're gonna make it happen one day, And they're like, you know how they are.
But once
kids.
you start growing, you change your mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but that's kind of what it happened. And then this film, like I said, I went in there with my just what's going to happen, and I read the part and I tried out, and it was Karen Sanchez who saw something, and there was supposed to be, when I did interview shoot, there was supposed to be all these other people, that they were going to be interviewing for this part. And I just thought, oh, well, that's okay, I'll wait, see what happens, right? And then she said that it was going to be like another, within that week. And
before
she
they
called,
get back to you.
right, and so I got a call that night. And I was just like, oh, and then she goes, I just want to let you know that we think we found the right person for the part.
Like,
And I was like, oh, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm thinking, I'm glad I didn't tell anybody, right?
yeah, exactly.
Straight
Like,
up.
now I have to tell them like, oh, they came back so soon to me to tell me no.
Right? And so I called her to just thank her. And I was like, Karen, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. And she's like, wait, what I was calling you and telling you is that we thought that you made the perfect, uh, you'd be the perfect Anna for the show, for the movie. And I was like, I got the part? And she goes, yes, if you want it. But the thing is, we got to film it in a month, and it's got to be, because it was like a competition, I guess.
Okay, yes.
That was going on for short film.
Festivals, yeah.
So Karen Sanchez, like I said, saw something in me, and I got to meet all the actors that were there. I mean, it's been 20 plus years, but no, okay, it's been a little while. Anyway, they were actors, and I just hadn't done anything with that part of my career, and to get this part was amazing, and it was the best experience. I got my thrill, my fill. It was beautiful. Thank you, Karen Sanchez. I know you're out there, and she's still producing. Karen Sanchez, you need to have her here on the show,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
she's still producing shows, and this is one of the tapes that I got from her. And yeah, as you can see, Karen Sanchez and Julia. She's the one that actually played the part, but you can Google it too, or even contact Karen Sanchez, passing birthday, and get your own copy. But yeah, I got to be part of that, and also we were nominated for first place in the first Denver Latino Film Festival here in Colorado with Edward James Olmos.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
My God, that's a big name.
Yeah. And so that was amazing. I mean, it was like Hollywood in Denver, and we all got to go on limos, and it was like, hey, Hollywood. It was great, but we won first place. She won first place, film directing producing this show, this movie.
Well, especially like you said, because you connected a lot with the culture.
Oh, you bet.
know, and like you said, you felt like it was part of your life. Like you actually felt that it was kind of like, oh, they're filming my story, kind of thing.
Exactly, because I wanted to go. I mean, going back in my life, I love school. Believe me, I love school, but I ended up dropping out. My father was in a tragic accident, and so I was the oldest one at home. So I dropped out of school, worked 2 jobs as a nurse's aide at a nursing home, which is so sad. I mean, but I mean,
very,
more
very
appreciation.
hard. Yes.
And then at night, I worked as a waitress at Tony's Pizzeria in Harvard. I was a waitress there at night, so I was working 2 jobs to help. Because my parents, when my father became disabled, they were giving him $50 for workman's comp. It was a factory job that he had at, I won't say the company, but which was so sad, because how can you live on $50? And I just thought, no, I got to do something. So I dropped out, and I did what I needed to do. I saved enough money, and then I hired an attorney, and we fought it, and we won. And so they ended up buying a little house in Wonder Lake from that. And that was good, and that was
wonderful.
And that's when my mom said to me, Mija, you go to school. I got this opportunity, because I also did agricultural work when I was growing up, and it was called Woodstock Roses. And we lived on Rose Farm Road. Go figure, right?
That
and
is
it was
so funny.
At the time, it was like the second largest rose farm in the world. And we lived on Rose Farm Road, so that's what we would do agriculturally. So I qualified for this program for the farm workers, migrant workers, agricultural work. And so they heard my story. Somebody had heard my story about what I had done, and she said, you have an opportunity, and visited with us, and said, you have an opportunity to get your GED, and go to college if you want. Yeah. And I was like, what? My dream. What's one of my dreams? I was going to go to college, I was going to travel, I was going to do. And so, yes, I went through the high school equivalency program in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it was bittersweet, because my parents, I was the head of household really then.
So leaving.
And yeah, so for me to leave, they were concerned, and my dad said, oh, it's a city, I don't know if we want you to go. And
Especially, yeah, you know, Hispanics.
Oh, you know it. And
Yes.
so my mom was like, no, Mika, you need to go. You need to go. You need to get, this is your dream. You got to do it. You did this for us. Now it's your turn. And so I did. I got my GED and I ended up going to college there. And I majored in the fine arts and bilingual education.
Yay.
And where did it get me? I didn't, I really didn't. The teaching part of it, that's another story. But I love doing what I did. And that's where I actually met my husband too, Michael.
Oh,
Michael,
really?
yeah, we met in Milwaukee. So we've been married 43 years now.
Wow. And you're all the way here to Denver.
Yeah, yeah. And the
What-
reason we came here was because he was going to get his master's degree in architecture.
Oh, okay, okay.
And said, hey, he proposed and said, there's another story behind that, but really he was wanting to come here to get his master's degree. And so we moved out here alone, without the family, without nobody. And now we've created this beautiful family. I have
Family, business, I mean, your other dream, coming
Yeah.
through. I mean, everything is here in Denver now.
Yeah, everything. And we don't, we love Denver. And my husband's a wonderful architect. He designed DIA.
Oh, wow.
DIA, the Colorado Convention Center. I mean, he's done
And
beautiful.
DIA is like that. I always like talk about our airport. It's like it's the most beautiful airport that I have seen.
And it was.
True.
But let me tell you, all this new construction, he has nothing to do with that part of it. But when it first, the design,
Yeah.
and now they put that other building in front of it. Oh,
yeah. It's like you're kind of like obstructing.
Yeah, right.
There. Like
Yeah,
what
right.
happened? Yes.
So, but no, that's the reason we moved here is for him to get his master's, and we just stayed and loved Denver. And I mean, I got to travel with him to go to Korea, and he designed the airport out there. And so he's my guy. We take care of each other, we support each other.
That
He's
is
been with
so
me.
wonderful, especially when, like you said, you have the support of your whole family. Like it seems like since you were little, your mom supported you all the way. I mean, even though like your sister like, hey, quit dreaming, let's get to work, quit dreaming.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep on working, but my dreams are still there. They're still in my head. They're still going, and I know one day I'm gonna make it happen because you worked so hard for it.
Oh, you bet.
And was there any time that you said like, you know what, I'm just giving up, like I'm not doing anything anymore because nothing's coming the right way, or it's always obstacles that I had to jump through? Was there any day that you thought of that?
Not really. I think of, everybody's got, real good days, and sometimes they're not so good if you get bad news or things happen in your life that change.
Yeah.
But you know what? The majority of the time, I'm very happy. I love what I do. And for those that are not find something that you enjoy doing and maybe focusing on that, because was my passion, and it is still my passion. And when you have a family support the way I have, with my sons and my daughter-in-laws,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I am so lucky that they love me and I love them too. Because
Well, your daughter, well, is there anybody from your family that was there at the festival, the Chile festival last?
Yes, Samantha was there. Sammy, she had the pilot classes, the blonde, beautiful.
Yeah, because I was when you said that, and then you said you had their support, and like they came to my head, and I was like, I wonder if that's the one. Okay.
Yeah. And then my prima Angie, she was there, and her daughter Carrie Lee, and Billy, I call my brother Bill, and Kristen, who I work out with, and I do Soca Fit with too.
Oh yeah, what is
Yes.
that? Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, Soca Fit. D2G, Soca Fit. This is a video that I actually helped produce too. Not produced, well, yeah, produced. And also, I'm in there. I was the oldest one, that made the cut. And so Erica, the owner, she's now doing a lot with it. She's going on demand. She's on demand. So let's just say you want to learn more about D2G. You can go to d2gfit.com. And they're doing some training right now where it's all over the world. I mean, where you can get your training and teach Soca Fit, D2G Soca Fit out there. And I've been doing this for about 7 years now, that I've been part of this. And that is for you, because you can, you can go online now. You can, yes, you
Oh.
can Google it, you can do whatever. But you can go online and take a free class and then check it out and see if there's something there that you would like, because they also have Zumba and Strong and, D2G, and it's,
Well, I'm reading here that it says music. It says Caribbean culture.
yeah.
So I'm in my head. I'm already playing that music.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm just like thinking, like, oh, that sounds
It's
really.
so, you know what?
rico.
It works your inner core a lot. And let me tell you, it's amazing. It's a great workout, and Erica's done wonderful with it. And yeah, I want to share that. And yeah, people, if you want to become an instructor, you can do it. I'm an instructor. I teach as well. So
See, Caribbean dance fitness workout.
that's
That
right.
sounds so good. I mean, that's why Zumba became so big, because the music, we go back to the music,
Oh, you bet.
it's like, I, I don't think I have met somebody that hasn't heard music and start even moving their feet. A list. But pretty much everything is around music. So if you want to know more about Soca D2G, they can
Oh,
go
yeah.
to what?
D2G, yeah.
SocaD2G.com.
Fit.com.
D2G
D2GFit.com. That's it.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
That sounds so wonderful.
Oh, and it is.
That's so funny. Like, my head starts. I'm like you. I'm a dreamer.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I dream and I work hard for what I have. But, but at the same time, it's like when something comes to my head, I start right away imagining things, like living them,
You bet. That's
like
what
on
you
a
need
fight,
to
the whatever they call it. But, oh, that is so good. Congratulations.
No, thank you.
So,
No,
at what
actually,
time do you do this? Because I mean, you have the business. This is a lot of work.
Well, it is. And when you're producing a show, and like I said, it's all like family.
Yes.
So I have my son Ian, who is actually my producer director. He's amazing. He makes things
Hello,
happen.
Ian.
He does a job of like 8 people. And let me tell you, and he's good. He went to school for that. If somebody wants to do it, they wanted to do it. Awesome hockey players. They're both ice hockey players.
Wow.
They were on the AAA team when they were growing up, and just were very good. And Ian's still playing. Yeah,
They're still playing. Do they have a team that they?
Yeah. Ian's more like playing, and Steven, he's a dad, and he's got his little princess, my little Layla Grace.
And they take a lot of time.
Yeah, and they take a lot of time. And then he's such a good dad. So I've been, like I said, I surround myself with this beautiful. I have a wonderful family. And friends that have been part of it, and they're very supportive, and that's what you need to do. For those that are out there and you're thinking, like, why aren't things kind of happening? And you know what? Look at your surroundings.
Yeah.
Sometimes that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, so if you surround yourself with people that always, are down,
Downers,
and,
Downer
just
Debbie.
like your energy, you're
Uh-huh.
just like, whew, you're gonna be the same way. So when you
No.
get these people with high vibes and they're always working hard, that you see that they have goals, that they're working towards them. Those are the ones that you want to be surrounded by.
Surround yourself, and it's those are the people that will keep you going too. I can't think enough. You know who you are out there. They're always
Yeah.
so supportive. And my family, like I said, I couldn't be where I'm at without them. And my husband, Michael. Boy, I'm blessed.
Yes, you are, but also because you work hard. A lot of people, they think that it's because you're lucky, and it's not about luck. Like I said, luck is like to have the opportunity and you be ready for it. That's when but you work hard for it too. So that's when you have to take the opportunity, because you've been working and preparing yourself for that specific time. So as soon as you get the opportunity, you can grab it and you don't let it go. But at the same time, it's not luck. It's that you've been putting a lot of work that you don't. People don't see that. People don't
Right.
see all the work that you have put in behind this. They just said, well, she's lucky. She has people that gives her this and gives her that. But no, to get to the point, you went through a lot.
We went through a lot. I went through a lot, and it was always never letting go. I had that dream, and I still have. There's other things that I want to do, and the fact that I'm doing it at my age, and and healthy, thank God that
Yeah.
things are going well.
Yeah, and that's why you need to focus on, just like trying to be positive and make your dreams come true. I'm going to read some of the comments just to see if we have any questions. Like I said, a lot of times Facebook don't let us see all the comments.
Ooh.
But sometimes we'll see him after the show, and I try to get back to them. Dusan, he's from Serbia. Thank you so much, Dusan, for watching us. Thank you for all the support.
Gracias.
Yeah, te amo. Yo también. Muchas gracias. Joshua, thank you for watching us. Kristen Trimstra says that you're so inspirational. Yeah, she is. I mean, look at all this. Look at all this. And there's still some more dreams coming through, so stay tuned for that. Sí, Carlos Portillo, Guarache Veloz. Buenos días, amigo. Te veo en un ratito. Ahorita vamos a ir a comer con Carlos, también, que también es una persona que ha trabajado mucho desde que llegó a los Estados Unidos, y tiene unos negocios muy importantes. De eso vamos a ir a hablar ahorita. Y siempre nos está apoyando también. Así que, Carlos, un beso muy grande a ti y a tu familia. Nos vemos ahorita. Erika de Gurville Reyes. Lindita Torres Winners, yeah, thank you.
No, she's the owner. She's the founder of D2G Soca Fit.
Oh, okay. Well,
Erica.
There it is. And I forgot to say it in Spanish. También Lindita es instructora de Soca, I forgot to say it in Spanish, D2G, y es como tipo así como zumba de baile caribeños. Así que si quieren tratarlo, pueden ir a agarrar una clase en línea. Va a estar en demanda también por el cable, si quieren, para ver qué tal les funciona a ustedes. Si les gusta, trabaja todo ¿cómo se dice? El torso. Es para que el torso se les ponga, para que sigan comiendo más lindita salsa con las papitas y todavía se vean así bien, muy, muy bien. Pueden hacer esto. Lindita es la productora también de este CD. Si quieren más información, pueden ir a www.d2gbit.com. Así que cualquier información que necesiten, vayan ahí, por favor, o vayan, conéctense con Lindita en las páginas sociales de ella para que les dé más información de Soca Fit. Así que chequenlo. Así que muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much to Kristen for watching us. And they are giving your linditasalsa.com if you guys want more information about it. Jorge Pedrosa, un beso, mi amor, hasta Juárez, Chihuahua, México.
Juárez.
Have you been there?
No, pero voy a ir a Cabo San Lucas.
Mira.
For my birthday.
When is it?
I can't tell you. No, aquí no. Yeah, it's gonna happen soon.
It's coming soon?
Yes.
You a Libra?
Sí, I am a Libra.
I knew it. There it is. I know a Libra. My mom too.
Oh.
Let me see if you have any questions. Yeah, here's Erica put in d2gfit.com. So if you guys want any more information about Soca Fit, you guys can go there and ask for it. Mike Martinez, hola, buenos días, good morning, amigo, espero que estés bien. Thank you so much for watching us. If you guys have any questions, like I said, you guys can send them to me directly and I'll forward them to Lindita. I have no problem with that, or just contact her directly. Y lo que estábamos hablando también en español, que no lo dijimos en inglés, fue que Lindita fue, ella participó en este cortometraje que ganó muchos premios acerca de la cultura chicana. Es como, dice que cuando ella empezó, you wanna say it in Spanish?
Right. Lo dices más mejor que yo. Pero.
Ok, bueno, le hago algunas preguntas. Una de los sueños de Lindita cuando estaba chica era ser actriz. Entonces ella fue a estudiar para hacer pues en ¿cómo se llama? En el arte de la filmografía y todas esas cosas. Pero nunca se le dio la oportunidad hasta que ya tenía sus hijos y todo. Dice que vio en el periódico un anuncio donde estaban preguntando que para audiciones acerca de una mujer que ella más o menos tenía las fracciones que estaban buscando para este cortometraje. Y dice que ella no le dijo a nadie, que no quiso decirle a nadie porque dijo, si no lo agarro, ¿qué voy a decir? ¡Qué vergüenza! Entonces hizo la audición y dice que le dijeron que en una semana más o menos te decían qué pasó con la audición. Resulta que esa noche le marcaron y le dijeron, ya tenemos a la persona correcta para este cortometraje. Entonces ella les dijo, bueno, pues muchísimas gracias por haberme dado la oportunidad. Dice que su mente pensó, qué bueno que no le dije a nadie. Sí. Porque pues para decirles a todos, estaba hablando y no lo agarré. O sea, no quiso decir eso. Y le dijo la señora esta, Karen Sánchez, le dijo, no, es que tú eres la perfecta Ana, que es el personaje que ella está haciendo en este cortometraje. Y dice que la historia de este cortometraje es de personas que emigraron y trabajan en los campos y tiene la oportunidad la muchacha de ir al colegio, que fue lo mismo que le pasó a Lindita. Y
Gran historia.
Sí, se conectó muy bien con eso y dice que ganaron, fue uno de los cortometrajes que ganaron en el primer festival latino de películas, así que hasta Edward James Olmos, que lo conocen ustedes, también estuvo aquí, sé que estuvo muy bonito.
He was the producer. He's the one that did this.
Oh.
He showcased it. The first Denver Latino Film Festival was by Edward James Olmos.
Wow.
Yeah,
I still haven't met him in person, but I know he comes a lot here to Colorado, but I've never seen him. Maybe one day. But yeah, so este fue el cortometraje. Entonces ya sus sueños de ser actriz, dice que tiene mucho más sueños que todavía se van a hacer realidad, así que dice que siempre luchen por sus sueños, sigan con eso. Como les digo, ya productora también de Soca Fitness o Soca
D2G.
D2G. I'm trying to say it in Spanish and I just cannot grasp it. Okay.
You got it.
D2G. Soca D2G Fit, es la productora de eso y también está haciendo, pues es una instructora del baile y también si ustedes quieren ser instructores de baile, ellos también los pueden enseñar para que ustedes hagan eso. Así que son muchos de los sueños que se han vuelto realidad, que ha tenido Lindita, y que les dice que se rodeen siempre de gente que sea positiva, no negativa, porque es como uno se anima a seguir saliendo adelante. Y hablemos del esposo de Lindita, que fue el arquitecto del aeropuerto internacional de Denver, que es un aeropuerto de los más bonitos del mundo. Y hace poquito también volaron hacia Corea. Él también diseñó el aeropuerto de Corea. Así que felicidades. What's your husband's name?
Michael
Winters. Michael Winters, congratulations. That's amazing. That's like a big opportunity.
Yes.
Like, and a lot of people will be like, well, he's lucky.
Yeah, no, well,
it was hard.
Yeah. Santa Fe, the convention center in Santa Fe is beautiful. And
yes.
I mean, he's all over. He's amazing.
So he travels a lot then, and you go with him?
I was doing a lot of it, not all through, then again with COVID, that put a stop to a lot of things, but no, everything's picking up. But then,
yes.
He's been involved in many, many beautiful buildings in the world.
Wow, that is so nice. I mean, just imagine, that's a legacy. That's an empire kind of thing. I mean, your kids passing by, one of those buildings.
Oh no, let me tell you, when my son was younger, Steven, my oldest one, we're downtown, and we were going by the Holy Ghost 1999, the building it's around the Holy Ghost Church down on Broadway downtown, and at night has the neon lights. Okay, so that's the first building that he designed here in Denver.
Wow.
Yes, and I remember the grand opening. He had my son in a little snuggly and walking around the building. It was just beautiful. But he's the one that said, you know what, Dad? When I get older, I can tell my kids that your grandpa did this building. And that is so true. I mean, this is from a kid's mind, but that's the reality of it. And so, the support has always been there. Coming out here, who's to say? 43 years later,
Isn't that a great story? I mean, you guys work together.
Yeah.
You guys work together and build this empire, and it's still more to come, and you guys are still going strong. It's not that, we already have this, and, we're just going to leave it like that. No, she just said, I have more dreams.
Things are going to be happening, and Lindita's not done for a long time. And so, and, for those that do like to watch, the shows on TV, it's also on 880. You can get it on 880 or aurora.org. They also produce my shows there too. So, and on the internet, on YouTube, Lindita's Kitchen.
Lindita's Kitchen. And so you are on Facebook as Lindita's, well, there you have, are you on Lindita Salsa?
LinditaSalsa.com,
LinditaSalsa.com. Instagram?
And
Yeah,
Instagram,
yes, I
yes,
think
Linditas, yeah, Lindita
Okay.
Salsa.
Soon, TikTok.
Yeah, I'll be really fast.
Well, they do have the option of like, and the funny thing is that you can understand it. Like, you are actually capturing everything they're saying. But that's what I was saying. Like maybe doing like 4 parts, like breaking a video on 4 different parts, because before they were like 30-second videos, and then they went to 1 minute videos, and I think right now they're up to 3 minutes. So, you
Right.
know, it'll be really nice,
You never know.
or at least just to have like little promos of your shows coming up or something like
Yeah.
that, just to get you out there. Because I know like a lot of people are using TikTok for so many reasons, because it is getting really big.
It is.
Especially because one of the reasons is that the videos are not so long, so they're not going to be stuck on each video, for too long. But if they want to know more, you can always put, here's, if you want to watch the full video, you can go to my YouTube, you can go to my page, or
Right.
whatever it is, and, they go from there. Because you get a lot of fans from all over the world. They're tuning in, especially with the COVID. I think that's one of the good things about the social media that happened. Everybody, when they need something, that's where they go. Social media is like, that's the perfect. I think before we even like we're expecting the newspaper and stuff like that, but now I think everything is just so digital.
It's fast. So you need
Exactly.
to know. So yeah, just tune in, and like I said, we all have a story to tell. I can tell it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's my mama. Hola, saludos. Besitos hasta Delicia, Chihuahua. Los amo, los extraño mucho. Mi mama. Yeah, she cooks really, really good too.
I gotta meet her.
Yes, she used to live here, and they just
Aw.
moved back about 8 months ago.
Uh-huh.
So I'm still kind of like on that. Yes,
Mommy.
I miss her. Donna Case. Hola, chicas. Hola, Donna. Thank you for watching us. Gracias. Dusan. Donna said Linda Salsas and D2G Soca Fit Rock. So she has tried both. So, there you go, guys.
Thank you.
Anything else that you would like to tell our audience, Lindita?
Well, there's a lot to say, but at this point, you found out a lot about me, which is, I didn't know the interview was going to be this long, but this is great. Got to kind of give you a little background, and just to say thank you for even the viewers that we have on my show, Lindita's Kitchen. So, check us out, and if you want to cook along with me, get my salsas too, and you can get on YouTube and do all the shows, and you can learn and cook with me as well. So, there's a lot more to happen.
And see, that's what happened here in Canciones de Domingo with Sylvia. Like she said, she likes to cook, telling the story behind the dish. I like to interview, telling the story behind my guests. So that's what it is.
How sweet. We go good together.
Yes. So, muchísimas gracias. Como dice Lindita, diles en español. ¿Si puedes decirles lo que les dijiste ahorita a los de inglés?
Oh, muchísimas gracias a las personas que miran mi cooking show. Y pueden ir a YouTube o a Instagram también, a Lindita Salsa, y pueden ver todos las diferentes recetas que tengo.
Ajá, sí, perfecto.
Sí.
Aquí le hacemos hablar español a Lindita.
Ay, no, porque se me olvidan mis palabras y no. Pero como quiera, no, muchísimas gracias a ustedes también. Y si tienen un sueño de no, don't stop. No paren. Hagan lo que ustedes quieran y lo va a venir, se va a hacer. Se puede, sí se puede.
Sí se puede. ¿Ves el soccer?
¿Ah?
¿Te gusta el soccer? Soccer, el fútbol soccer. ¿Te gusta?
Oh, football, soccer?
Sí.
I do football. I do ice hockey. We're big. Yeah, the soccer is good, but I'm more familiar with ice
because of your
hockey.
kids.
Yeah, and the Broncos, like I said, a lot of the dishes that I've made, and you can see, you can have for all your events.
Yeah.
So like I just did this one recipe that's going to come out next week, and I can't really share that right now, but you can go to linditasalsa.com or on Lindita's Kitchen, and get it.
Because she teaches you how to do dips too and stuff like that with her condiments. So make sure that you guys, if you want to do something quick and good,
Yeah, football season. Oh, like
There
the
it is.
Broncos are going to be playing. I know Erica's going to be like, okay, I know she's got my salsa. I know she's making it too.
Yeah,
So,
because also, you know, the Broncos are doing good, so let's make it happen, please, this year. Let's make it happen.
yes, it's for all occasions, you guys. So, hey, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Let me help you.
Bueno, pues muchísimas gracias, Lindita, por haber estado con nosotros aquí en Canciones
Gracias.
de Domingo con Silvia. A ustedes también, gracias por habernos sintonizado. Muchísimas gracias. Nos vemos el domingo que entra. Que tengan una semana maravillosa. No se les olvide sintonizar a Lindita en el canal 880. Y sale hasta 3 veces al día. Vean ustedes la guía para que más información exactamente a qué hora va a salir. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us. Thank you, Lindita.
Oh,
and if you guys
welcome.
want to, go ahead and check out her cooking show, the channel is 880, and just check out the guy because
Or
sometimes
Aurora TV, just
yeah.
Aurora TV.
Aurora TV, and just check out the guy because sometimes you come out like 3 times a day. So, just go ahead and make sure that you have the right times. Go to YouTube, go to linditasalsa.com. You can go to any of her websites, social media pages to find out a little bit more about Lindita Salsa. And like she says, don't give up on your dreams and make them happen. Just work hard for it. And
That's right.
So
That's right.
so you'll be ready. If you say that, it was a bad day, just make sure just stay tuned because, that's just getting you more time to get more prepared for that one time, the
right.
opportunity to come. And you guys have a wonderful rest of the Sunday, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Mwah.
Love you guys.
Gracias.
Gracias. Y aquí en el aire continuamos con más música.